Hello, welcome back. Welcome if you're new. Today we're at Ikea. I thought we'd go for a little bit of inspiration for the spring. Our new Ikea has had a big overhaul during COVID, and it's got a lot more vignettes set up more comprehensively. They've changed everything inside, so it was a nice treat to go. I haven't been in a long time. I love this shelving unit. It's very utilitarian. It's perfect for a garage or a basement. But I thought because we're going to be renting for a little while, and I haven't done that in 30 years, I've got to be conscious of kind of making do with what I've got. But if I do buy things that are either for now or that I can use them in the future, that they will be usable. So I'm looking for things that I can use now for the spring and summer if we're in the rental unit for that long, but it can also be taken with me. I loved this little thing for the garden. You could put this right outside your back door for your herbs and your little herb garden, so I thought that was really nice, and again it's very adaptable. As I said, they had a lot of little vignettes. I love these kitchen herbs and parsley. This is very easy to make yourself. I mean, if you have a printer at hand, you could do this and grab a frame from the dollar store. I loved this decking. This is something that you could put anywhere and take it with you. Same with this one. The last one was like a wooden. This is more like the Trex, which is the adapt. It's almost like a plasticky. Again, very adaptable. I loved this netting also. This was out of stock at the moment. They're not sure when that's going to be coming back in. A lot of things were out of stock. I know we've been having issues with stocks in a lot of the stores. That's $29.99, and I will be back to get one of these because I used to have one similar that we used to hang over the umbrella, and in the evenings the mosquitoes can be very bad and the bugs are bad sort of late spring coming into the summer, so definitely be back for one of those. Love this little vignette as well. This, I think the artificial greenery is another great idea if you can get enough of it and it doesn't cost you too much. It's instant shade, it's instant decor as well, especially for the garden while you're waiting for your plants to grow. So I will going to be looking out for something like that for my backyard. I was also looking to see what furniture they had. They had this beautiful couch. It's a little bit modern for my style, but the velvet on it is lovely. I love that colour as well. It's like a burnt orange, or some burnt orange red, if that makes sense. Those are the Sonella. That's the curtains that I had to cover my couch, and this is that same quality velvet, which is really nice. They did three different covers for this particular couch, which would be perfect in a bedroom. I love this little tray table as well, which it would be so easy to make. So I think I'm in an upcoming project. I might have a go at that. And I also really love this little chaise lounge. It's very modern. Again, too modern for my taste, but be perfect in a bedroom or an apartment. This couch caught my eye. I love this green velvet. This was so comfortable. It was so deep. And that green, I just think it's luxurious. So I really like that also. And these little side tables with the lids on them, I thought that those would come in handy everywhere in the house. I did find the most amazing bookshelves. Now, as you know, in our current home, the bookshelves are built in, so I'm going to need bookshelves that are portable. And then what we thought we'd do was buy something from Ikea, for example, something like this, and then when we move, make them look built in. So you just put them and add trim and probably attach them to the wall somehow. So there were some really, really lovely bookshelves. I really like that one at the back. And I think these are the ones I'm going to be going with. They're not badly trimmed at the moment, but once they're screwed together and they've added that extra bit of trim on them, I think they'll look as nice as any built-ins that you'll find. There were different sizes as well. There were thinner and shorter, which would great round windows and doors. So I do think these are the ones we're going to be going with. And the prices were really reasonable. I think they were just over $300 per bookshelf, depending on the size. That's for the bigger ones. So I think we're definitely going to be going with that one. I did like these ones, but they were $600. And as much as I'd love to have the doors on them, I think with moving, who needs extra glass when you're moving? Yeah, $600, which are nice, but I'm not sure I would like them that much. I did really like this little bench. I thought it'd be perfect in a hallway with a pillow on top of it. $30, what a great price. I also looked it for kitchens and islands. This island caught my eye. It was beautiful. This new property, the rental, the kitchen's nice, but it's not overly large, and I'm coming from a lot of storage, and I thought this is quite good because once we've moved, we could also use this in the new place as extra storage for a kitchen island. Obviously, your measurements, you have to know the measurements. I like this one here as well. This one looked a little bit more built in, but to be honest, my mister, he could probably make this for a lot less. He's very talented. I really like this storage unit, and I love the colour. I might be painting my wooden furniture when we move. I thought this was just gorgeous, the green with the gold and the wallpaper behind. I loved it. And again, I think I'm not frightened of painting wood. I think it's something that everyone should do once in a while. So I think I might be doing something like that when we do move. A big thing for the rental property is bedroom wardrobes. There is very little storage in this bedroom, so I was looking for something that we could reuse when we move, and I love these. This one was $329. It's quite a substantial size, and the whole setup there was really nice. The way they have all the different little, almost like walk-in closets with all all the different things that you could use for it. So this is the one that caught my eye in the end, $349, and this is what I think I'm going to be going with. It's a double size, but when you open it up, it's like bifold doors. You've got shelves in one side, and then the full length of it is hanging space. So I figured 2 of these in the bedroom would be just perfect, and then when we move, it can go in the basement, it can go in the garage, it can go in extra bedrooms. I think we always need extra storage, so I think that's what I'm going to be going with when we do move. I've actually had these little hallway shoe storage units in a past home, and they're okay. I like the idea of them. They're just not that good when you have them, or I find them not brilliant when you have them. I did love this. I would love to have walk-in closets again. It's been a couple of homes since I've had a walk-in closet, but this was just gorgeous. I love the way the glass shelves and the way the light reflects through everything. This would be, I mean, in an ideal world, we would all have walk-in closets. This was obviously, it's very masculine because of the dark woods. And I think as I walk around, they have a woman's version, which was the white. But I do like the dark. I mean, I just think it looks really classic. This was nice, though. Again, like I said, this was more of a woman's side with the dresser and the vanity. But I do prefer the dark side. Another area is the home office. The area I've got is about the size of this, and I like the way this was set up. It's the place I've got. It's got a couple of windows in the rental unit, so it's going to take some adapting. But I do like the way this was set up, with a desk for work and then obviously a desk for sewing and crafting. So that was a great inspiration. I mean, obviously it's a small fortune to deck it out like this, but I do have lots of stuff that I can use from different rooms to adapt to this office craft room when we do move. It's actually the first room you walk into when you get into the house. Also liked all the little accessories. This lamp was really cool. Again, but I think you could probably make this for a lot less. Back to the garden, they had some really, really nice artificial flowers and greenery. I think Ikea's always been really good for that. I picked these up because they looked very, very real actually. I know that plants are getting more realistic, but I just can't keep them alive. I do try, but they're not very good. Well, I'm not very good. I've got various plants that I've picked up and flowers that I've picked up from Ikea over the years, and they keep really well. These are all artificial, but they do have a big supply of real plants as well. I didn't pick any more up of the greenery. I will be back to pick some more up after we've moved, because I think the house that we're moving into, the rental, is very white, very beige, so I think the pops of green certainly add when you can't add wallpaper or too much colour. That's something that I do remember from my rental property. I love these roses. I thought they were gorgeous. I might come back for those. And obviously the smaller ones. And the plant pots here are just great. I've picked lots of those up over the years. And of course storage. Everybody uses Ikea for storage. These were real and they weren't a bad price, but I don't, like I said, I don't want real at the moment, especially with the move coming up. Caught a couple of things in the marketplace that I quite liked. I have a chair similar to that. I'm going to have a go at making something like this, and that's going to be in an upcoming project, so stay tuned for that. So having walked around Ikea for a couple of hours, to be honest, I was quite inspired, and on the way home I popped into the Dollar Tree and picked up a couple of things. These I picked up at Ikea. Those are great. They look very real. They're perfect for little shelves and pops of colour when you're decorating. I thought I would make some little Easter decor just to brighten things up. These were $1.99, of course. They clean, very clean burning. These I think were $1.25 from Dollar Tree. And again, these were just back in stock. I've been after these for a little while. I think they were $1.50. I just picked up the one because I didn't want to, again, I don't want too much stuff to move with me. I've already got enough. That's one of the little pots I picked up from Ikea. I think that was, I want to say it's $5.99. Again, very realistic. I picked up these little pots to make a craft for Easter. Those were $2. Those are from the dollar store. And those are great because when you're finished with them, you take your flowers out and you throw them into the composter and they just go back into the ground. These were my Ikea tulips. There we go. I think they were, I want to say $9.99 or $11.99, and then I just picked up these little ones from the dollar store. And I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to have a go at doing a couple of little Easter decor vignettes just because it's Easter and I have to make something. I had this little styrofoam bunny, and that was, I think, $1 from the dollar store. And then I'm going to be using my stamps with my ink, and I'm going to just a couple of little things just to give the pop of Easter colour before we move, and then in the new rental property. So the first thing I did was a little bit of decoupage on the styrofoam bunny. This little red and white gingham to me, it's very reminiscent of French country, and that's the look I wanted to look for. I wanted to go for. I'm not going to put a lot up, but what I do want it to look more French country inspired to go with my look. So it was just coated the bunny and then coated the material and just work it into all the little nooks and crannies. Once that was finished, I left that to dry, and then did something similar on the tops and bottoms of the little plant, the paper plant pots. Again, I painted some and left some just the paper colour, and again, these little things are great just to compost when you're finished with. There's no waste. You can take your flowers out or whatever you've put into the pots and then reuse them, and then just have these little pots like I said, will compost straight up. So What I've done is I've added the ribbon to the top and the bottom just to have a cohesive look with the finished decor. This next pot was painted white, and I just slipped the other little pots inside it so that when I use the stamp, because they're quite flimsy, it would hold the stamp as I laid it on it. So this is what I did with this little one. I just took my stamp, put the ink on it, and then just pressed it onto the pot. It's not perfect, but because of the nature of the pot, but to me it has more of a vintage look, as if it's been around a little while. I'm going to top coat it afterwards. But I did make I think 3 white pots altogether. I painted them up with just the white paint. This next one, I thought rather than stamp it directly, I stamped into the paper clay. This is the paper clay that I used to make the moulds for the fireplace. Again, very simple. You just press the mould down onto the paper clay. It leaves the imprint of it. I then trimmed it and placed it on the little plant pot, so that it was, when it dries, it will dry into the curve shape, because if you leave it to dry flat, you won't get it to fit onto your little plant pot. So that's left to dry for 24 hours. Like I said, I gave it about 10 minutes to get the shape. I then peeled it off and put the glue on, glued it directly to the little pot.